Now, yesterday, as I was saying, from the last class, all right, I did some of the problems. All right, I did some of the problems. Now, again, I'm going to finish up the worksheet today where the problems are not done. And then after I get that done, we're going to go back. All right, I would love to review with you how to type the information in on the calculator again, just to make sure. All right, but now, Jack, what I want you to do is I want you to turn your chair and I want you to sit in this one right here. I don't like your back to me. All right, same thing, Pickens. Why don't you come on up here? All right, sit in the chair. I don't want your back to me. All right, right there. Join right in here. All right. Now, again, like I said, no interruptions today. None whatsoever. All right, I'm flipping back. I'm going back, looking over. All right, a few of the problems going to start at the beginning. We've done all that. All right, and now here we go. 14 is the problem I'm going to do last. All right, so we'll definitely come back to that. All right, well, let's just go ahead and do it first. All right, let's go ahead and do 14 first. What?
So this has like every single form that is on the test.
Yes, everything. That's what I'm telling you. Listen, please review the information. All right, nothing. I promise you, it's exactly the same. All right, exactly the same. All right, and you have to know all three forms. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to do the line of best fit. Now, again, notice I circled the 81 in the question mark because you can't put that in the calculator because that 81 doesn't have a corresponding Y value. Is everybody with me? All right, so now what we're going to do is, the first thing you need to do is go to Stat, and then you go to Edit. All right, now if there's a list in there already, then you have to clear the list. All right, you have to clear the list. All right, now again, I think some of you still don't have a calculator, which, I'm not sure what I can do about that. All right, maybe I'll try to get a couple calculators for my class, but that's it. What? Yeah, go take care of your business. All right, so Stat Edit. Now under L1, all right, you type in all of the X values. All right. Under L2, you type in all of the what? All of the Y values. All right. That's because you deleted instead of clearing. And I told you that over and over and over and over. Do not delete the list. You clear the list. All right. So let me see your calculator real quick. Again, that should be logical. You don't delete, you clear. All right? Okay, again, here we go. So all of under L1 are the X's and L2 are the Y's. All right. Now, in my opinion, seeing that on the graph is nice. So we're going to take care of that. All right. So after you type those in, all right, now you have to go to Y equals. And then right above the Y equals is the plot 1. All right, the plot 2 stuff. So you got to turn that on. All right, you got to turn that on. Yes.
So for finding the Y value, what do you do with the question mark?
you don't type the 81 and this in. All right, you don't type that one in because it doesn't have a y that corresponds to the 81. So you have to delete that now. You have to delete that 81. What?
Mine's not letting me type it in.
Are you typing in negative or are you typing in minus?
But it's saying like check.
I just said you're typing in a minus instead of a negative. That's what I said. The negative. You look for the negative. Yes, I know I'm right. You don't have to tell me that.
I got it.
Wait, are we supposed to turn on slot too?
Okay, listen, I obviously there is no chance I can go around individually and help you. All right? So, listen, if you don't know what you're doing, you just go to the tape and listen to the videos. All right? I am much more patient yesterday than today. All right? So, from the other class, just go listen to it. It gives the whole explanation. Now, listen, it is, again, frustrating, and it's not your fault. But if you didn't have the calculator when we get over it, there's nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing I can do. All right, you have to stay with me right now. You have to listen to the explanation right now. Maxine.
I know.
All right? So, here we go. Now, does everybody know how to put the plot points on, right? You go to the y equals, go click right above, and just hit the enter button, and that turns on the plotting points. All right. Now, once we've done that, all right, there's a thing called zoom. Then you hit the zoom button, and then you hit zoom stat. And I believe that's zoom 9. Yeah, thank you. All right. Zoom 9. All right. And then it'll put the points up on the graph, up on the screen perfectly for you. All right, beautifully laid out. All right, that's if you type them in, you didn't go up and turn on the plotting points. Now it's on. All right, now you can hit zoom 9 and bingo. There it goes.
What is that part?
All right. Again, now that the lines are on there, it kind of looks linear, but it's not exactly linear. All right, but we're still going to now try to calculate the line of best fit. Hey, shh. All right, your calculate, go sit down, stop. I can't help it, it's interrupting. That's why I told her to be quiet. You're not different. All right, I can't help it if you can't follow directions. That's what you're learning. That's why there's a recorder playing. If I'm going too fast, go home tonight and listen. All right? Now that you see all the points up on the screen, and if you don't see the points up on the screen, it's okay. All right? Because the most important thing that's necessary is for you to be able to calculate the line of best fit. To do that, you're going to go to stat, hit the stat button, and then you slide over to calc, and then you're going to go down to the one that says linear regression. All right. Stat, hit the stat button. Then where it says calc on the screen, you got to go over to calc. And then if you go down, I think linear regression is 4.
Yeah.
All right. So you hit 4. Then once you hit 4, on the newer ones, you just have to hit enter once. I mean, on the older ones, you have to hit enter once. On the newer ones, you have to hit enter like 5 times. And it goes through L1, L2, and then something else. And then it gets down, enter, enter, enter. And then a bunch of numbers come up on the screen. And for me, I said I would want it as M and B, but they do what? A and B. So in this particular case, A is still the what?
Slope.
Slope. Thank you very much. And B remains the y-intercept. So from our calculator, A came out to be what? Remember I said 3 decimal places.
1.248.
1.248, and B came out to be negative 8.374.
We can write n.
All right, so now I have the equation y equals 1.248x minus 8.374. That is the equation for the absolute line of best fit. Thank you, Maxine, for not giving up.
What is dim mismatch? My calculator says error and dim mismatch. I don't know.
That's a problem. When you don't enter them right, then that's what the problem is. All right, you can't just enter them any way you want. Clear, clear. Now enter them all in again, and don't enter 81 or whatever it was. What?
Do we round?
Oh my
No.
goodness, Maggie. That's why I'm fussing at you. What do you mean, do I round?
No, since so many and you only
What have I said for 2 days now? How many decimal places?
3.
Is that what? Isn't that rounding? So what are you asking me again? Now, I want to know what the y value is. I want to know what the y value is when x is 81. So somebody please tell me how to figure out what?
Plug in 81 for x.
Plug in 81 for x. So all you're going to do is type in 1.248 times 81 minus 8.374. So y equals 1.248 times 81 minus 8.374. And so y is equal to what? 92.714. 92.714. All right. Now, again, sorry about the frustration on my end. All right, but you have to understand what I'm saying. Part of the problem is you're not following me. Right? I don't want you trying to help your neighbor. You need to help yourself. All right, that's what you need to do. All right, not worry about your neighbor right now. Because your grade is on the line tomorrow. All right? Not your neighbor's. All right? Now, again, summary real quick. All right? Tomorrow, if you have problems with your calculator, I don't mind trying to fix it. But what I would like for you to do is to be able to fix it on your own. All right? Now, when there's numbers in on the list, sometimes it will say error. Right? Because your calculator is trying to plot points while it's trying to graph lines. Right? So we are done with this feature. We don't want it to plot the points anymore. All right? So what do you think I do? You turn that feature off. So how do you turn that feature off? You go back to y equals, and you go up to plot and hit the enter button. Now go back to the graph. Where are all the points? They're gone. No, they're not there. They're gone. All right, they're still on the computer, but the computer is not allowing it to plot the points because you turned it off. You said don't plot the points anymore. If you turn it on, right, the points will show what? They'll show back up on your screen because you told the computer to plot those points. Does everybody understand me how that works? All right, so if there's a problem, it's not the calculator, it's always, guess who? The user error. All right, that's why I wish the message would be on the calculator, user error. All right, because it's you, it's not the calculator. All right, so now listen carefully. The big mistake is minus instead of negative. That's a syntax error. That means it can't communicate. Dimension mismatch error that comes up on your screen is because you put in an X and you forget to put in a what? Y. So when it plots the point, 1 blank, it's saying, what are you doing? I'm trying to plot a 1, but you didn't tell me what the Y is. That's called a dimension mismatch error. It's trying to plot a point, but you didn't tell it correctly. All right? So again, the only way you can do well is to practice that. Does everybody hear me? It doesn't do me any good to stand up here and do 10 examples. You should just do those 4 examples 5 times each. Right? Does everybody see what I'm getting at? And then I promise you, you'll be a master at the calculator. And I'm telling you, the most important thing I can give you is to know how to use this calculator, because it's a super powerful tool. All right, it helps you on all standardized tests. All right, so please make sure you get that taken care of. And listen, all right? And listen to what I'm saying. A lot of times it will say error, and then it'll say 1, quit. It'll say 2, go to. Now, what does go to mean? It's going to take you to where the error is. So if you hit 2, it'll put the cursor right over the minus. That's telling you that that minus sign should be a what? Negative. So just change to negative, and now it's all good. All right? So please, again, I'm glad we did this first, but now I knew that would be hard. All right, but there's going to be 1 question on the test tomorrow that you have to demonstrate you can do that. All right, so it's not the end of the world. Those guys who don't have the experience, don't have the calculator, whatever, there's nothing I can do. All right, nothing I can do. All right, now, what I would like to do now is I'm just scrolling down, trying to find a problem that I haven't done with the other class, and here we go, 17. All right, so let's go to 17. And again, hopefully some of you guys went home and you tried to do some of these problems. All right, now this is really old, really old. All right, so if somebody asked you to graph y equals 2x plus 3, Freddie, what would you tell them to do? I'm on 17, right? The one that's on the board. What would I do? What do I do? Up 3, plot a point. And then from there, I do what? Up 2 over 1. Now listen to me. I'm not getting on you there, Freddie, but you know that is something, there's absolutely no excuse for that. That's the most basic thing we can do. If you can't do that, I'm not sure you can do a problem on the test tomorrow, honestly. You have to be able to graph a line. Now, remember what I tried to tell you. When someone says graph a line, do it the quickest way for you. But if I say on there graph by using a table, fill in the table properly. If I say graph by using the intercepts, do the intercepts. All right, right now, there's no directions. So if there's no directions, just graph. And the easiest way to graph is slope and intercept. And I told your parents at the meetings we had, you don't know because you don't ask. All right, and even when I'm fussing at you, be brave enough to hold up your hand. All right, because I think that's something you should know. All right, good, Connor.
So I understand how you go up 3.
All I want to know is, what is your question?
So how do you get the over 1?
Because 2 is a slope of 2 over 1. So this is delta y, and this is delta x.
Yeah.
You hear me, Connor? Good.
So if you were to ask, like, if it was a table, how would we do it?
When we get to the table, we'll show you how to do the table. All right? What?
So I understand.
I want to know what your question is.
The fx is confusing.
So fx, listen to me. F of x is just a better way of writing y equals.
Oh.
So anytime you ever have any doubt, you can just write y equals 2x plus 3. You see what I'm saying, Connor? I just want to get to the question. I don't care if it's what's 1 plus 1. I don't need an explanation. All right? Just say, what does f of x mean? All right? Yes.
Why would you go up?
Because it's the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 3. So you go up 3, plot a point. Come on. Yes or no? All right, what?
You said up 2 over 1. Where did you get the 1?
Okay, not, and again, Maxine, this is what I'm saying, and listen, I'm trying to make you a better student. That's all I'm trying to do, right? You're great, and now I'm going to make you great in math, if you let me. That question we've already said. We've already discussed that question. Somebody just asked that question. All right, now you might have been doing something else. That's what I'm saying. It's more important to listen. 2 is the same as what fraction, Maxine? That's where the 1 came from. All right, here we go. 18 was already done. 19 was already done. 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, here we go. 25. All right, here we go. Write the equation line in point slope form. So the thing we're going to do is we're going to write the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That is the point slope form. You have to be able to write that. If you don't know that, write it 100 times, and then you'll know it. All right? Now, m stands for the what? Do I know the slope yet? So I have to find the slope. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. M equals, what? I haven't done anything yet. Slope 0 plus 9 over negative 7 plus 8. 9 over 1, 9. Any questions with that being 9? Come on, come on. Don't shake your head like, oh my gosh, that's the hardest thing in the world. Don't, come on now.
It's a negative 7 and 2 negative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sit up and think about it. Don't start shaking your head because you don't know something. Look at the formula. I just plug numbers into the formula, which we're doing in 5th grade. Anybody have any questions with plugging numbers into those formulas? You good? All right. So now I have 9, which represents the slope. So that's going to go in for there. Now I have 2 points here. Does it matter what point I check or I use? Now they're going to look different, but are they different?
No.
No. You get to choose. But you have to use the x and y from the same point. You must use the x and y from the same point. I'm going to write both answers. But someone said yesterday, well, what if I did this one? Or it doesn't matter. It's the same answer. Point slope. Here we go. Now, the first answer is y. And I'm just going to put minus 0, even though that looks silly, right? Equals 9 times x plus 7. That's an answer. And you're done. That's it. You're done. Or I could write it using the other point, all right, which in this case would be y plus 9 equals 9 times x plus 8. Good or not good? Anybody have any questions? Yes, good. That's exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said. You can't use the x from one point and the y from the other. That doesn't even make any sense. You have to use the exact same point, the x and y from the first point, or you have to use the x and y from the what? Second point. All right, that's logical, right? All right, here we go. Let's try 27. All right, now I've got an issue here for 27 because it says standard form. So everybody needs to write down ax plus by equals c. That is considered standard form. All right, now I want to look. Here we go. We have a what? Slope and a what? Point. Very good. We have a slope and a point, so we're going to put it in what format first? Point, slope first. Thank you, Maxine. That's how simple it is. It's all logical. I have a point and I have a slope. So I should just put the answer in point, slope, and be done. However, the question says standard form. So here we go. Again, I'm just going to write it. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 8 equals negative 2 times x plus 2. Anybody have any objections to that? Freddie, you good on that? Yeah. Demo, you're not saying much. Michael, what about you? Making an A tomorrow? Mr. Greep,
Yep.
you gonna make an A tomorrow?
Yes.
It's not off the chart now. Get busy. Do a couple hours worth of work tonight, practicing, and you'll be good. Then everybody be off your back. All right. Now, it's not in the right format. So here we go. Y minus 8 equals negative 2x minus 4. Is everybody good with that?
Yes.
Okay. Who said no? Think to yourself, not out loud. Now, here we go. X and Y have to be on the same side. I'm pulling the negative 2x to the left. When I do that, the negative becomes a positive. All right? Now I'm taking the negative 8 and I'm moving it to the right, so that becomes a positive. Everybody happy with that? So now I have 2x plus y equals 4. Yes, sir. Good for you now.
I'm confused on what to do.
Okay, so listen to me. Now, you're going to figure this all out right now. All right? Because the reason you're having trouble is because you don't understand standard form. Standard form just simply means put the x and y on the same side.
Okay.
You hear me on that? That's all it means, honestly.
Okay.
And to me, I even say, I don't even know why they teach you that. But I have to teach it to you because in a standardized test, they're going to say, write the answer in standard form. You hear me? So that means x and y have to be on the same side. Now, there's a few conditions that have to be met. X must be what, guys? And there are no, that's right. And a decimal is a fraction, okay? So there's no decimals either. All right, so basically we say A, B, and C have to be integers. You hear me?
Okay, yeah.
That's I'm telling you, there's nothing to it than that. That's all there is to it, man. It's that simple. All right, just converting from one form to the other form. All right, so let's have some more fun. Here we go. Number 29. Now, the reason 29 is a little bit easier is because they're just saying, look, that's the equation. Put it in what? Standard form. All right, so you don't have to do any work. You just have to convert it where x and y are on the same side. So now, take the time and do it quickly. All right, it should almost be done. All right, that should be it. That's how fast it should be done. All right, y minus 3 equals negative 2x plus 14. Now, let's just say I'm short-term memory problems. All right, so I'm going to write the equation down. ax plus by equals c. That's it. That means x and y on the same side, right? So here we go. Take a look. My negative 2x, I'm throwing over here. And when I do that, that becomes a what? Becomes a positive 2x. Now, I'm taking my negative 3 and I'm throwing it to the other side, which makes it a what? Positive 3. Now, these two now are attached with what? Addition, because the y is positive. All right? You don't just write 2xy because that looks like 2x times y. So now I have what? 2x plus y equals 17. And that's your answer. That's all there is to it. Go ahead. It is easy. I'm telling you, it's easy. Please pay attention. All right? Good for you, Marcus.
If I did 17 equals 2x plus 1.
Now, again, that just literally, I'm not probably going to mark it wrong, but I'm just going to know you're not listening. Because listen to me, standard form just means x and y on the left, right? So if you have 17 equals 2x plus y, you just write 2x plus y equals. It's like when I say, for example, 3 equals x. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not this proper way that mathematicians do it. They write the x first, and then they write the answer. Same thing with the standard form. Quick. Okay, here we go. I'm on which one?
28.
Okay, so let me just look at that real quick because that was a hard one. All right, that was really hard. All right, so I can understand your problems here. All right, you ready? The first thing is standard form. Guys, same thing. You're doing well. That means no talking. Just listen. I have ax plus by equals c. Are you hearing me on this?
Yeah.
Now look, again, the reason why kids have trouble is because I don't want the x to be negative. I always want the x to be what? I always want the x to be positive. So now watch how hard this is. The 2x has to remain because it's positive. Do you agree?
Yes.
Now look, I'm throwing the y to the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So it's negative y. Now what's in the way? The minus 5. So I throw the minus 5 to the other side, and it's 5. Shh. Look, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you detected the sarcasm there. I like that. All right? That's how hard that was. All right? You see, simple, simple, simple. All right? If you understand what each form is. All right? Very simple. All right, here we go. Let's take a look now at graphing. Now, it says graph using the slope and y-intercept. We're going to do the easy one first, x equals 6. Again, I've tried to tell you over and over, x equals 6 is a vertical line. X equals 6 is a vertical line. Y equals a number is a horizontal line. X equals 6 means all of the x values are 6. So I'm just going to put a dot at 6. Right? I'm going to put a dot at 6, and then I'm going to make a horizontal line. There you have it. That's how simple. That's all there is to x equals 6. Connor, you need to stay with me. Look up on the board. Over here is the action. I mean it. You got to do better tomorrow. All right? You're close. All right? Your grade could go either way. All right? So that should motivate you to pay attention. All right? Now, I have this. What do I need to do for the 7y, Connor?
So you divide it.
Yes, you divide everything by 7.
Yeah.
Now, last year, I made you do this, and it said had to show your work so you could learn the process. Now you're a little bit older, a little bit wiser. You don't need to do that. Everybody in here should just say, that is obviously y equals 3/7 x minus 2. But I have a lot of kids, by accident, leave out and just leave the minus 14. Because they forget. Now, remember, if you get a minus 14 and there's no place for minus 14, that should send an alarm off. He's not going to put negative 14 on a graph in which it only goes up to negative 10. Is everybody with me on that? So that should kind of help you there. All right? So now, let's see if he learned anything.
So you start
Hold up a minute. Nope. Freddie, what am I doing?
You're going down to
And then?
up 3 over 7.
Exactly. Connor, you good with that?
Yeah.
It's easy. All right. Down 2. All right. Down 2. Up 3 over 7. And then we will draw the line. All right. That is essential for everybody. Everybody good with that? All right. Here we go. Find the slope of the line passing through. Now, it only says slope. It doesn't say write the equation. So all I have to do is write down m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 equals 2 plus 4 over negative 3 plus 2. Everybody happy with that? So then from there, 6 over negative 1 equals negative 6. Is everybody agreeing with me on that? Go ahead, Maxine. Come on. I did watch me, Maxine. Here's what I did.
Never mind. I used.
Okay, it doesn't matter. If you understand your mistake, we're going on. All right. Anybody have any other questions? All right, happy. All right, over here, here's the table. Now, what numbers did I ask you to use for the table? Negative 1, 0, 1. And so my answer would be 7, 2, negative 3. And then plot those 3 points and graph the line.
Wait, isn't it usually like it's minus?
Very good. Subtracting 5. I like that. How quick you did that. Yes.
I don't understand how you got the 7 to.
Well, I plugged negative 1 in for x. What's 5 times negative 1? Or I'm sorry, negative 5 times negative 1. 5
positive 5
plus 2.
instead.
And then I plugged what? 0 in. Then I plugged 1 in.
Oh.
Okay.
How did you get?
Come on. Good. Or ask. Come on.
Okay, no, when you're doing negative 5 times 1.
Negative.
Okay, that's negative 5.
Then plus 2.
Oh, negative 5. Just kidding.
Right? Okay. Again, guys, one question on the test tomorrow for that. What if it's a fraction? Let's say it was this. Just to make sure, let's say I was y equals 2/3 x minus 4. What numbers would I plug in? Yes, -3, 0, and 3. Because we want to divide by 3, right? So you pick a number that's divisible by 3. All right? You could do 6, 0, -6. But for consistency's sake, we just go ahead and pick the smallest one. All right? Now graph those points. That's easy enough. All right. Now I have issues with 33. So I have 2x plus y equals 4. So I have to move the 2x over. So it becomes y equals -2x plus 4. Is everybody happy with that? And then Connor Goss, how do I graph that?
Okay, so you do y equals -2x plus 4, so you start, so it's -2x over 1,
Right?
and then you start at 4,
Up 4,
then you go down 2 over 1.
down 2 over 1. Beautiful. Right? All right. Now, for the next one, 2y equals 3x minus 6. Mr. Greep, what do I have to do?
It's 3x over 1, then you go down
No, you're wrong. What do I have to do?
3x over 2,
You have to do what first? Tell him. Divide by 2.
so you go,
It has to be 1y, not 2y.
okay,
You hear me? You learned something now. Make sure you make that note to yourself because it's the same problem on the test tomorrow. All right? So divide by 2. Y equals 3/2 x minus 3. Go ahead, Mr. Cavacles. Finish it.
you go down 3,
Go down 3. Good. Then what?
go up 3 to the right twice.
Good. Very nice. And draw that in. And there you have it. Everybody happy with that? It's not bad at all. You good? All right. That's all right. Here we go. Now, for number 34, write the equation of the line that passed through each pair of points. I want it in slope-intercept form. So if I want this in slope-intercept form, slope-intercept, remember, is y equals mx plus b. All right? So now, what's the y-intercept look like? 1. So y equals mx plus 1. Now, I have to figure out what the slope is. So start with the left point. Wow, this one's easy because I can just say I went down 1 and over 1. Does everybody see that? So it's -1. If I wanted to, I could say I went down this many and over this many. That would be down 5 and to the right 5. And guess what? Still same answer. Agreed?
Yes.
So the slope is -1. Y equals -1x plus 1. Any objections to that? I'm agreeing with you. Simple. Right? That's it. That's the answer.
It would be -1x over 1.
Yes, yes. And if you leave that on the test, I'm perfectly fine with that. Just like you could write y equals -x plus 1. All right, here we go. 35. Uh-oh. Has to do standard form. Has to be in standard form. So it's, again, super, super easy. Here we go. First thing, y equals mx plus b, because I think that's the easiest thing to look at. Because it clearly tells me what the y-intercept is. What is the y-intercept? So y equals mx minus 1. Now, the slope, up what? Up 2 and over 1. Or he's right, up 4 and over 2. Which is a good point. You can do it both ways because 2 over 1 is the same as 4 over 2, right? Which means the slope is what, guys? 2, right? Because delta y equals 2, delta x equals 1. Delta y over delta x is slope. 2 over 1 is 2. Come on, boys. We're almost done. Stay focused. What?
Wait, so, actually, never mind.
Good, thank you. Y equals 2x minus 1. But that's not the right answer. All right. Sandra, remember how hard this one was?
Yeah.
All right. So we got to fix this. All right. So I got standard form again. AX plus BY equals C. So I want the X and Y together, but I want the X to be positive. So 2X. I'm moving the Y. So that becomes
Minus y.
minus y, move the negative 1.
Equals 1.
There you have it. 2x minus y equals 1. Very simple. Good. Come on. You're next.
So basically for standard form, you just put the y with the x.
Yes, exactly. And x has to be positive and no fractions.
But then at the end of your problem, like, don't you have to add something like?
Stop. No. This is what we do. This is what we do. All right, you do what I do, and you're in good shape.
So for finding the slope,
Girls.
could you also just do m equals y2 minus
Yes,
y1?
exactly. But to me, it's easier just to look at my graph real quick and go up and over. But some kids just say, just give me the points, and let me do y minus y over x minus x. That's a safe way to do that. Yes. Hold up a second. I'm being interrupted again. Good for you. That is called point slope. All right. So just to review, y equals mx plus b is called slope-intercept because m is your slope and b is your intercept. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 because m is your slope and x1 comma y1 is your point. That's why they call this form the point slope form. And then ax plus by equals c is your standard form. You with me? Those are the forms you're responsible for. All right, those are the, yes. All right, that's what you're responsible for. Again, guys, everything is up and posted now. Everything is up and posted. Every single question has a worked out solution. You just have to be smart enough to find it if you're having trouble. Now, honestly, it's not necessary to go through all the problems again, but find your weakness, look at the weakness, and do those problems. All right, hopefully you learned a lot today. All right, I hope you feel better about it. Tomorrow's the last time now. Tomorrow's your last chance.
I got it.